Hello everyone and welcome to Gaffrethon episode 4. Today I am only with Myth because he will be running the Bracelets keep run. How are you doing, Myth?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm alright. So as usual, let's start with a little bit interview, get to know you a little bit better, even though I assume everyone who is in the TMC Discord and our community already knows you. So can you introduce yourself? Who are you? Yada yada.
Hi, so I'm Myth197, and I've been speedrunning this game for about 3.5 years now. I started in early 2020, and I pretty much only speedrun this game. I don't do any other games.
Yeah, it's good to focus on one sometimes. So how did you get to know TMC at first? Did you play it when you were a kid or did you discover it later?
Yeah, so I played, I think it was back in 2006, but I played it as a kid. Had a DS before I had a Game Boy Advance, and I got like a DS with like Mario 64, but I also had two Game Boy games. I had Pokemon Emerald and Minish Cap. So yeah, I played a lot of Minish Cap as a kid.
You had the two best GBA games.
Yeah. Yeah, they were the best.
Did you really need anything else after that?
Exactly.
All right, good stuff. And so, as you said, you started running it in 2020. No, not 2020. Maybe 2020.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah, it was my first sub 2 hour run was New Year's Eve, 2020.
Oh, that's so good.
I got back from a party and was just drunk and was like, "Okay, I'm gonna do a run."
Well, perfect. And how did you get to tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna speedrun TMC? Did you know what speedrun were a long time before? Was it new? How did all that happen?
I didn't really I was kind of like aware of what speedrunning was in like 2015, 2016, and watched people like ZFG and Zem do like Ratchet and Clank speedruns, and I was like, these speedruns are really cool, and I never ever tried to do anything like it. I never tried to do any of the glitches or anything. I was like, oh, that's like something that's not possible for me to do, so I'm not going to try it. And I just never tried it for ages. But then in 2018, I saw a Link to the Past randomizer race, and I thought, hey, that's really cool. I really like the idea of randomizers, like just getting to play these classic games again, fresh for the first time. So I played them I played the Link to the Past randomizer quite a lot, and then got into tournaments and stuff, and just really liked a bunch of the different Zelda randomizers. So I played A Link to the Past, played Ocarina of Time, and I was following this person on Twitch. You might know them. They're called Toads. They were doing some Minish Cap 100% speedruns, but then they started doing a Minish Cap randomizer with you, and I was like, oh, there's a Minish Cap randomizer. I'll join that, and because I like Minish Cap, so that got me into playing Minish Cap again. And I played the randomizer for about 6 months, and I was winning like a lot of the randomizer races. And then Semi came along and beat me, and I was like, oh, there's this speedrunner that's like really good at the game, and they just like completely demolished me in the randomizer race. So in order for me to get better at the randomizer, I need to learn how to do the speedrun. So that's why I decided to learn to do the speedrun, to get better at the randomizer. But it kind of got to the point where it's like, I like them for separate reasons, and I can do I wanted to get better at speedrunning without it being an excuse for getting better at the randomizer.
Yeah, in a way you could argue that there are two separate games, or because they are so different in their approach and so on. It's quite a funny story. I actually remember the first seed we did with Toad. I think it was just like some kind of beta or something. It was really a nice experience. I really remember it very, very well. Right, cool. Pretty nice story, honestly.
Yeah.
I like it. What are you doing on Twitch currently? I've seen you stream earlier today, some practice for this route. Are you up to something else?
No, I'm not. I'm really inconsistent on Twitch, but like whenever I get the motivation, I'm like, okay, I'll do something. I think like last month I was doing some dungeon IL runs. They're quite fun. Like just because they're only like 5 minutes long for each of the dungeons, and you can just like reset regularly and just like grind out a good time in that. So I might get back to doing that. But also like Martin's been playing the game so much recently, it kind of makes me want to come and bop them again and like get my times back in any percent and hundo.
Yeah,
So
whenever I see
I
someone
stream.
grinding and getting times, I'm like, yeah, I should play again. And then I'm like, maybe not. But the urge comes back for sure. About this category you're about to run, Bracelets, what's your story with it? Since you started running in 2020, it was already obsolete, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I never saw any runs of it. By the time I came along, everyone was just like in this, like everyone was just so happy. It's like, oh, we're so happy about this, like with Werble Hop. And I was like, oh yeah, Werble Hops are really cool. It's like, and everyone's like, don't even,
Don't even look.
don't even look. It was so awful. We hated it, and it's so. Yeah, I mean, I think the most I knew about it was from the Speed Docs like history video where yeah, everyone was very doom and gloomy about it, and it was it's the you know, it killed the game, it made no one want to run it and stuff. So I was like, okay, let's actually learn this and see how bad it is. And it's really bad. It really is.
For
But
sure.
you know, it's still doable. It was a thing. It happened, so like it's part of the history. So we need to remember it.
We needed someone to run it, and Myth sacrificed himself.
Yeah, I was like, everyone was so upset about it, and was like, no, I'm not going to run it. And then I was like, fine, I'll do it then.
Yeah, we will take some time during your run to dive a little bit deeper into it, because we will have some downtime in the early game. But for the
Oh yeah, definitely.
last question, if you could only eat one for the rest of your life, waffles
Waffles.
or beans? Or beans?
Oh, beans. Oh, that's a difficult question. Oh, I mean, we're here. It's got to be waffles.
That's
I mean,
true.
oh, Poké no los dos.
I'm not sure what that is, but I'm gonna assume it's
Oh.
both.
Yeah, yeah. Why not both?
Why not both? Yeah, that's a good one. All right, thank you very much, Myth. And we will switch to the other scene right now. And that's it. So fast. So let me just open Liveplate, and whenever you're ready, you can
Let me.
soft reset, and I will start the timer as soon as you press the red button. Hopefully.
Okay, I'm gonna actually pull up my auto splitter as well. But yeah, we're gonna be ready to go. So yeah, let's get going. And go.
So, first thing first, you are playing on emulator, just as Darky last week, and I think you also use keyboard.
Yes, exactly. Exactly the same setup as Starkey. I believe yeah, like everyone who did Bracelet Skip, there were 3 people who did Bracelet Skip route. It was Darky, Vlack, and Toads.
Mm-hmm.
Toads was the first person to ever do it, and did it by accident. Well, it's not really by accident. They were derusting the regular run, and then just decided to YOLO it because it was a derust run, so who cared? But they were recording it as well, so they got it, and it was the record. And they were just so shocked about it. But they were running on Wii U, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's the case.
And that kind of opened the floodgates with Vlack and Darky kind of acknowledging, oh, okay, this is a thing. Like, it's actually viable. It can work.
Yeah, it will kill 90% of your runs 1 hour to 20 minutes in, but you can technically run it. I mean, I've seen worse thing in other speed games.
Yeah, it's honestly up there with some of the worst like run killing tricks in a speed run, because it's so late in and it's got such a high like percentage chance of failing.
Yeah,
it's you know, it's kind of similar to Carpetless, but Carpetless is a couple more frame perfect inputs, isn't it? Like 3. I'm not too familiar with it.
I have no idea, honestly. I'm not a Mario 64 guy. I never played the game. I have very little interest in it. But yeah, I can see it being somehow the same difficulty, maybe.
Yeah, it's similar enough, because it's like nearly at the end of the run. It's like in the second to last level. So yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have some keyboard ASMR during the run. I hope you're gonna all enjoy it. And so, first difference between the last 2 runs on yours, you're doing only 1 blue rupee at the beginning.
Yeah, we're going to be. Have we seen it yet?
No.
I don't think we have.
We have not.
But it. When the blue rupee minutes were discovered, both were discovered at the same time, the 4 and the 1, and it was just believed that the 4 rupee minute was going to be faster than the 1 rupee minute. But
turns out they are pretty much the same speed, right?
Yeah, pretty much, and it just gives the flexibility of being able to pick up health later on.
Yeah,
so it was around about 2018 and 2019 that people decided to switch from the 4 rupee to the 1 rupee minute.
Everyone except Darky, who even in his latest run I think still does the 4 blue rupee. But during the intro, what's kind of funny is that we have 2 occurrences of a route and an alternative route being widely used in the Minish Cap history. This one, bracelet skip versus flipper skip, where most people were doing flipper skip anyway, except the top 3 contender for world record doing bracelet skip, where you had an extremely difficult trick fairly late on the run, and well, you could try again, but you would lose a bunch of time. And more recently with Pirate Clip and Octo Clip, I feel like there's kind of the same dynamic, maybe not as bad as bracelet skip once was, but I don't know, it feels very similar to me.
It really is very similar. It's a little bit frustrating that we've managed to just fall back into the same place we were a couple years ago, and
well, you have a very difficult trick and only a few people doing it, and kind of maybe not killing the game as people like to say it, but it can get frustrating, because if you want to get a very good time, you have to deal with that trick, which is very difficult and annoying, and it can be demotivating sometimes.
Yeah, it's extremely demotivating. No one can consistently keep up doing the new autoclick route. Like people back then couldn't consistently keep up doing bracelet skip and grinding that over and over again. It was a case of kind of like a burst of going for it for a bit and then like taking a break and then trying to go for it again.
Yeah, because the thing is, on the one hand, it's earlier than bracelet skip because it's in droplets instead of palace of Kings, but on the other hand, the run got much more complicated for top levels, because you have a lot more manips and tricks along the way, and you just need to be better at a lot more things than before, in a way. So,
yeah. Also in bracelet skip, it's a bit more flexible. If you were doing flippers skip at the time, you could get really far into the run and then pivot and decide, okay, we're going to go for
bracelet skip or not.
Bracelet skip this run. Whereas you can't really do that with auto clip. It's such a different route that you have to commit to it.
You have to commit to it much earlier, indeed. We will have some time to talk more in depth about it during well, during autoclip run basically. But
yeah, there's just so many like similarities that
it's still interesting, yeah, to put those in light. And I mean, I was not running Bracelets skip back then, and I'm not running autoclip skip now, so I guess there's some consistency in that. But yeah, so what can we expect for this run? What's gonna be different except for, well, your blue rupee manip and the fact that you're gonna skip the bracelets? As a reminder, last week Darky decided to not do the optimal bracelet skip route, but to re-enact one of his world records. So we should see some better Kinson route or Kinson manips, I suppose, as well as some other things maybe.
I believe it's going to be mostly exactly the same as Darky's run. Darky's run was very close to what was the optimal at the time.
Okay. Maybe some difference in Cave of Flames and maybe manip the GP on the armors, something like that.
I mean, we're going to get 2 Kinstones in Cave of Flames, and then get 2 in Swamp. Yeah, it's still 2 in Cave of Flames, 2 in Swamp.
Okay.
That's what I saw Black and Darky doing in
their runs.
In their best runs. Okay. A lot of what I did was, or what I'm going to be doing, is based off of Vlak's run. So the 2 record times, that were set by Darky and Vlak, that like for the bracelet skip route, were both 144 4 times. Vlak's was a 144.04 and Darky's was a 144.03.
Yeah, he got a rookie by half a second.
Yeah,
I remember that.
So they're insanely close, and there were some things that separated them, but really some of the biggest ones were the fact that Vlak didn't get the second cutscene OG, whereas Darky did, but also Darky didn't do a setup for the bracelet skip, whereas Vlak did, and the setup Vlak does is a bit slow, but it makes it more consistent, whereas Darky just went full YOLO and got it first try.
Yeah, and also Darky died in that run by an Octorok right near the sign, I think. Well, I remember that one being quite something, which is kind of funny because that route and that trick are so inconsistent that you can have a death at top level and still get tricky, because you can get, well, maybe not lucky, but you can save some time on something else, aka cutscene OG. So
yeah,
on the one hand, only the best go for that route. On the other hand, even the best have so much time to save or to lose on stuff, because that route is not, well, it maybe could have, but it in reality was not optimized enough to be representative of the real level. Which is not the case really with Octoclip, because I feel like more people have been doing it than people used to do bracelet skip.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For longer, so...
Yeah, bracelet skip really wasn't around for that long. Like, it was late 2018 when Vlak and Darky kind of pivoted to really trying to go for it. And I think it was very much motivated by the tournament that was going on at the same time. They were going head-to-head for winning that tournament, and they both knew that the only way they could beat each other was to go for it in the matches.
So, some words about the Deeper Shrine. As usual, this is the first dungeon, kind of a tutorial dungeon. Eslo is gonna interrupt us a lot with some prompt like, hey, you can pull that lever and stuff. Not much is gonna happen because, well, first, we don't have any items, so we can't really perform anything really useful in that dungeon. there's always a mechanic of as low text. You don't want to roll into them, otherwise you're gonna lose some time, and this is why sometimes myth works instead of rolling. And that's about it. Not much to say about Debrief Shrine. As we said, this dungeon is unchanged in all the routes. What's gonna be very interesting is what happens on the second half of the game, I would say. After,
oh yeah, definitely.
After Fortress of Wind, we will see a route difference, and then in Palace itself. But we need to get there first.
Yeah, this was still in the era of there's no glitches before Fortress.
Before getting the Ocarina, yeah.
Yeah, basically an hour in is the first time that you do a glitch.
But it will change next week.
Yes, in 2019 was the first half of 2019. A few discoveries were made that were useful for the bracelet skip route, but no one performed them in any bracelet skip runs because of how unpopular the bracelet skip route was. So things like the Octo Minute were discovered in just before like the route change, and it could have been done in bracelet skip, but eventually Wordle Hop got discovered in angle retention, which just completely revolutionized the route and made this pointless.
Yeah, the good thing about all the angle retention stuff that we will cover next week is that not only did it make bracelet skip obsolete, it also like kind of like before angle retention we had people doing flipper skip and people doing bracelet skip, and after angle retention everybody was doing the same route again, which is something I feel is better for a speed game in general, because the less differences you have, the easier it is to document what people do, to have tricks, video explanation, tutorial, to have people engage in the same run, rather than having like some sort of private club for the very good runner and some other club for the rest, that kind of stuff. And so Mother Pillai, which was not very nice. I mean, it's still a 2-cycle, but it could have been better.
Okay. Yeah, I've been struggling here with poor health. These enemies have not been kind to me this run.
Yeah.
So,
but
luckily them. Really?
Bad.
Okay.
But luckily the Muldozer dropped you some health, so...
Yes. Yeah, there was 2 in there, weren't there?
Yeah. I mean, I think one is enough, but that was 2.
No.
Wrong way. Oh, let's go, you get that. I love getting that, like having just enough left momentum to be able to slide. It barely saves anything, but I'm so upset when it doesn't work.
Yeah, the whole lily pad section here is really hard to talk during because you're constantly counting
and count how many puffs you do exactly. Good thing we will soon skip the lily pad section in Debrief Shrine to get the Gozja and go straight to the boss, right?
Oh, we were so close. With Lily Clip being discovered, like, it's a glitch that we can do in this dungeon, but it just doesn't save any time, which is so unfortunate.
Yeah. It would really be better if you could just like not need the boss key, honestly.
Yeah.
Get Sugajar and do some mushroom shenanigan where you get to second layer or some stuff. And we're entering the boss. So as usual, that boss is a simple green chew, but since we are Minish in that dungeon, it will appear to be gigantic. And the sole strategy is to use the item we got in this dungeon, the Gaffrethon, to weaken his foot, I suppose. His blob is something. And when he starts to have his head tilt, he's gonna fall and then hit him between 5 and 9 times. And on the third cycle, what we really want is a charge because it's faster. And if he does not charge but jumps instead, it is possible to skip one jump, but it's very tight. And here it was pretty unlucky to have him do a jump on the first phase. It usually doesn't happen, but it can happen, obviously.
I think that was 2 6s in a row.
Didn't pay attention for the first one, but the second one was a 6. Alright.
That's frame perfect. Yeah, that's pixel perfect there.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and still, Link still moves a little bit. 1740. Not bad considering it's a marathon run and you had to pick health, so you lost like 2 seconds because of the text box. Alright, and now just like the 12 previous runs or something, we're gonna go to Chronal and we need some rupees. So one question we might have is how are you gonna get the rupees you need for the grip ring, because everyone had 40 rupees exiting Deep Root Shrine and you only have 25.
So luckily there's a cave in Cave of Flame, in Mount Chronal, and there's just 15 rupees on the floor there, which is really convenient. And there's a bunch of fairies too, so it's like, ooh.
We can even get some health, yeah. Which is why from this point until, well, entering Chronal, we don't really care about health, and I assume you're gonna do bomb boost everywhere.
Exactly.
Which is like on two spaces, maybe 3 if you count the fairy cave.
Oh yeah.
But,
yeah, so there's an example of a damage boost where we just if we're holding onto a bomb, the bomb will like explode and push us in the direction that we're facing, which is very convenient.
Indeed. And just like last week, we're gonna open that wing crest, which is something that is gonna be done on every route now, because well, you can only do flipper skip if you have the magical boomerang, and that's what's gonna be done for the rest of the Minish Cap history.
So that text box, you can actually just delay it as long as you want until the NPCs move into place, because you have to wait.
Oh anyway. Yeah, I was actually wondering.
So you're like, why are you mashing? Yeah, you don't need to mash that.
I guess it's a force of habit.
If you watch the task does that as well.
Does what? Wait, no. I know
it waits.
I know you can do cutscene walking with that guy and the kid, but I think it's only for Hendo, and I mean even in Hendo it's barely not useful. Except a few seconds, but
yeah, it was like for the American version, it was timed to see if it was faster to do a cutscene walk instead of saving and quitting. Mm-hmm. Saving and quitting was barely faster still.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But if you're doing something like a no save and quits run, then it would definitely be useful.
I mean, who would do that? Like, imagine a rule set that prevents you from bringing 7 quid. So bad. Alright, so we got the bottle, the first bottle, first and only one. That
yeah, luckily we went the 20 rupees that we get in Link's house is enough to buy that, so we don't need to find the money we need.
Yeah.
To buy the grip ring, which is 40, until we're already in Mount Crenel, which is very convenient because it's here.
Yeah, there's a red there, and the fairy fountain, well, not fountain, the fairy cave is right there.
There's also a strat there where you can throw the bomb to kill the tech type, so that it's not there when we respawn back onto the screen.
Oh really?
I
don't think I've ever seen that. And I mean, you need good RNG for him to be on the way, or to use a second bomb.
Exactly. Ooh, that was close.
I was about to say that seemed very risky to me, but why not?
This is the least worthwhile roll lift in the whole run, but I still go for it.
You have to wait anyway. Especially if you do it that early. I've seen people walk a little bit and then do it, which gives you a little bit more leeway to throw the bomb, because that was very close for you. Very nice rolls. Didn't fall into the radioactive water.
Yeah, there's certain rooms that you kind of just do enough times to know how many exact rolls that you can do and try and pull off. One of them is when we go to Hyrule Castle. On the next time we go to Hyrule Castle, there's going to be an Eslo trigger in front of the castle, and if you do absolutely perfect rolls, you can roll and stop just before it. Yeah. Like it's you need to get absolutely perfect rolls. Like you have to be within frames on multiple of them in a row.
Yeah. And so you got your 40 rupees. Everything is perfect in the Minish Cap world, and the rest is gonna be just business as usual.
Yeah, we're not going to see too much difference for the rest of Mount Crenel and Cave of Flames. I mean, very similar to Flipper's Skip, we're going to see or we're not going to see the 20 rupee pot at the top of Mount Crenel, which we pretty much get in every single route except for these two.
I think you could get it in a Flipper Skip, because I did a few times. If you get the 20 pot, you still get the chest in the rollerbat room, and you skip the 100 in the last room, and then you go for armor clip with the manip to get the GP, and so you only get the first chest in Cave of Flames right after the rollerbat room, the double manip and the armor clip. So that's something that's possible. I don't know how often it was done.
I didn't bother timing things from this era to see like, oh, what was it? Was it actually fastest to do that or not? I just did what I saw in the runs.
Of course. And so you got the grip ring. So now all that's left is to finish the climb itself.
Yeah.
Doing pretty good on health so far. So I'm gonna assume you're gonna get hit 3 times by the rocks. Just to,
of course.
To mess with that.
Earlier today, the practice run, I did get hit by 3 rocks. I'm surprised I didn't get hit by that.
Typical.
One of the rocks hit me so hard, it pushed me down.
Yeah, that can happen very rarely.
I've never actually had it happen to me before in a run. Before today. Yeah. So that's cool.
It's very rare, but when it happens...
You learn new stuff about this game every day.
Yeah, every run even. So that was actually only 1 rock hit, which is pretty good, but that... That was very close.
I can't believe that worked.
Someone's getting lucky today. And so, obligatory Martin moment in this area. Ezlo tells you, hey, be careful of the raindrops. They're gonna hurt like a rock. They're gonna do more than a little bit of damage. But truth is, it only does a quarter heart, which is the minimal amount of damage. So Ezlo is a fucking liar, and everybody needs to know that. I will never stop saying that piece of trivia. You can never trust Ezlo. And more rock pushing. With Bracelets Keep, we can officially say there's no more rock pushing past Chronal. I guess there's some ice pushing in droplets, but does that really count? I guess it does. So okay, pass
a little bit.
Past droplets.
It's not as. It doesn't feel as slow.
Yeah, because you actually have to. Well, you have to kind of develop some skill to navigate on ice, where there it's nothing. You just put the rock and don't fall asleep and don't push it too far.
Don't fall asleep. Yeah. That is the hardest skill at this section.
I mean, they really put like 2 or 3 of those and then never again in the whole run, so...
There we go. Still killed it.
Yeah. Nice kill. I wonder if the game intends you to use a boomerang there. It feels like it. But
I think so. I don't. It's hard to tell what the developers intended in a lot of sections, but yeah, it feels like they kind of wanted people to have done. You got the boomerang from the shop in town, the regular boomerang.
Which cost, well, 300, but technically 380 because you need to upgrade your wallet before. And yeah, that's a lot of money. I'm gonna be honest, when I played it first time, I did have the boomerang there. And it's also because I spent like hours wandering around because I couldn't see the bottle cave. It's on the right,
same.
And so I was like, oh, what am I supposed to do? And I explored the whole map like 12 times until someone told me, hey, there's a cave. And I was like, where? What the heck is it?
I did exactly the same thing on the first time I played the game.
Alright, so we are finally done with climbing Chronal. We're gonna eat the sword until it decides to heal itself somehow, and we are gonna enter Cave of Flames, which is gonna be pretty much the same as last week, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Cave of Flames hasn't really changed too much. The only like changes is going like between the which kinstones you want to collect, but the big changes are going to happen next week.
Indeed, pretty nice roll lift.
Oh, wrong way.
It's okay, you didn't transition at least.
I'm getting so confused with where I'm rolling. I keep rolling the wrong direction.
Getting a nice green rupee, which is actually something very important for the run, because well,
we
not,
technically don't
not with
need
that
it.
route, yeah.
Not in this route, but definitely in the future. That's a very important thing. It's also kind of convenient to just get the green rupee
there always
text box out of the way.
always at the same spot, so that not only you are consistent with those splits, also you can't really expect a run where you're never gonna get at least 1 or 2 green rupees, so might as well get it there.
Oh,
pretty good RNG.
Let's go.
And that guy, no. Well,
this was perfect.
Good enough. Usually when it goes well, it either goes down or right, but right is okay.
The enemies aren't making it easy, but they are playing nice.
Yeah. I was about to say pretty nice RNG so far. And I mean, I think the RNG part of that dungeon is pretty much over now, right? Because I mean, well, I guess there's a rollerblade room still.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah, the rollerblades aren't too bad, but they can. It can be a little bit RNG for sure.
Pretty nice.
This room can be so fast when you don't have to get that chest, because with a rollerblade just stood there, it's fast.
You can't manip any like in ages or seasons. You can manip a way to dig like, I don't know, 50 rupee or 100 rupee. It's not really possible in that game, right? We can't really expect a manip where you kill 3 enemies and all 3 of them drop a red rupee or something in order to not get that chest in the middle.
No, I don't know how oracles work. I'm assuming it's like a Link to the Past or Zelda 1 where it drops the there's like a counter for every time you kill something, right? And
no,
is it not? Okay.
Well, you have a counter for kills, but it's for something different. As far as I know, RNG works pretty much the same as in TMC. Like, it's some action rolls, and if you do a hard reset, if you do a hard reset, it will reset the RNG seed. Pretty nice strat on that mini boss room. Pretty clean.
Yeah, so this is going to be the last time we'll be seeing this whole section of the dungeon where we come and get this extra small key.
Indeed. Yeah, the last time we see this dungeon in its entirety. Right, let's see what the robots have in store for you.
Ooh, they're all facing down.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, what you can do if one of them decide to not collaborate with you, is just grab it and jump into the hole, and it will just take your place, which is pretty convenient.
I've always been hoping that they like kind of all gang up and sit in front of the holes, and then they knock each other in as you throw them. That's very convenient.
Yeah. And so first concern, this is the G square.
That is the G arrow. That's the one that you would nowadays get at Lolon Ranch, or as the third kinstone in the
Castle World.
Yeah.
So now you only need 3 more, 2 GPs and 1 G square.
Yes.
You're gonna get 1 GP and 1 G square from double manip.
Yeah, I'm also gonna get a GP here in this dungeon.
Right.
At in the lava room. Yeah, there are other methods of getting it. Like there is an Armos minute. It became tricky to do that with the introduction of Armos Clip, because then you had to kind of decide, do you want to get that Kinstone or do the Armos Clip? But
well, you can do both, right?
You can do both. I'm not exactly sure on the exact time that was found to be doable, where you could chain the...
Interesting.
Oops. Okay, so I think we might be missing the cycle.
Yeah, maybe you might now. I
know... just the drowning was... That loses a lot of time.
I know during Flipper Skip route you could do Armor Skip and get a GP, because I did that. Whether it was very much like widely used or not is another story. Alright. Look at that chest, because the last time we're gonna get it.
So this is the real downsides to not getting this cycle. You have to sit here and wait for this. That loses a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, maybe I shouldn't have rolled there, because there's a fairy we need to get there for.
Yeah, since we're not gonna get the bracelets, you can get the fairy in the bracelet room, so you need to get it much earlier. And the most convenient place is there, because you also don't need the water for the health of the book guy, the nerd in his room. So your bottle is free. You don't have anything to do with it except open the lake house.
Yeah, the last time we needed to use the bottle was at the watering the green bean. That's it. Like we need to. There's only 2 required locations where we actually have to use the bottle, and then from this point it's we're getting it for fairies for tricks.
Oh yeah, in a vanilla playthrough you only need to use it twice indeed. Is it only twice? Well, no, you need it more for book quest.
Yeah, exactly. You need it for book quest, but
now, yeah, it's only. Well, I guess you need it.
I guess you can class use it. You know, using it as a fairy is a required use to replace.
Run at least.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we need a...
There's a 360.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Gleerock. It's the same. Always has been. Yeah, always will be.
Gleerock is pretty much the same. There's the Gleerocks on the walls.
Oh yeah.
But nobody say that anymore for some reason.
Can't forget.
Alright, and now, well, I think things are still going to be exactly the same as last week, right? As we said, the main difference between Flipper and Bracelets Skip resides in what you do just before droplets and during Palace of Winds.
Yeah, it's pretty much the first major route difference will be not getting the power bracelets.
Yeah. And the name.
We will be skipping the power bracelets.
So during this section, that's gonna be pretty well uneventful. What did you think of the route when you had to learn it and practice it? Are there stuff you liked about it and stuff you definitely did not like about it, like doing the cutscene OG, I assume?
I mean, yeah, I liked. It was quite nostalgic because it's just like the route that I first learned. like all of this stuff is identical to everything that I learned back in the only difference being Cave of Flames, which isn't too different because it's basically the glitchless route, but we do a little bit of tight movement intentionally to. So that was the having to try and do the tight rolls to avoid the Nesmo trigger, but I hit it. But yeah, the Cave of Flames lava basement is a bit more interesting than in glitchless, because in glitchless you don't need to get any of those chests, whereas here we get those chests, so it's a little bit more important to do the movement perfectly. Yeah, like all of Swamp and Fortress is all exactly the same as what I learned in the past. Really, yeah, the only difference is Palace. And I don't think it's that bad. It's just really unfair, and I wouldn't like the idea of having to grind and rely on this almost luck trick to be able to PB.
Yeah,
it's frustrating, if definitely.
I think a refreshing thing, at least as a viewer of that route, is that you get to see some new rooms in Palace of Winds. In Hundo, in all the other routes, you just skip things and you see less and less. There at least you see a few rooms that I actually completely forgot existed, to be fair.
Yeah, it really is a room that you just never go to. There's no chests in there, so it's not even like rando. We don't even go in there. It's like the only reason you go there is because there's a cutscene after a fight, so you can do cutscene OG. That's the only reason.
Do you even go there in glitchless, or can you just jump to the platform? You don't, right?
No, we just do the regular platform jump and skip the floor.
So yeah, this room is very, maybe the least viewed room in the speedrunning community.
Yeah, it's the only times you ever see it is in a casual playthrough or in the bracelet skip run. That's it.
Yeah. Alright, Moblins, which strat are you gonna do?
Oh, this one.
Oh, let's go. Best strat. I love this strat.
I was tempted to go for the spin strat, but it is frame perfect. Or at least I think there's a 1 frame window.
Isn't it 1 frame, 1 pixel or something like that?
Is it 1 pixel as well? I didn't look too much into it.
I've heard that. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it's just too hard for what it is, really. And so, story time. Eslo was actually the mentor of Vahadi, and Eslo, instead of hiding the Dragon Ball in his drawer, like locked, he decided to keep them on his table or something, and Vahadi stole it, except it's not Dragon Balls, it's a magic hat. And he wished Eslo was talking duck, and so his wish came true. More or less. Which is why Eslo wants to help us. And now it's gonna be time for the infamous sign to trigger the boot quest.
Yeah, exactly.
So far no one has slashed or thrown the sign. Will you be the first, I wonder? Very nice snipe. Oh yes, but before we have the best cutscene in the game, of course.
Oh,
how could I ever forget?
Yeah, this is just a really chill section of the run. There's so many gaps in this route where like there's intense dungeon movement, like you're trying to optimize this movement and stuff, and then there's just like breaks afterwards where you get a bunch of cutscenes where you don't really need to pay too much attention, and then like mentally prepare for the next section and then do that section, and then more cutscenes and stuff like that. So it's all broken up.
Yeah.
Whereas the modern version, it's really back to back hard tricks and gameplay all through the middle of the section of the run. Okay.
Better read it twice to be sure.
Oh my no.
You might want to grab another fairy somewhere.
I'm definitely gonna grab another fairy.
You have one just below there, but I assume you're gonna bonk on a tree. But
Yeah.
But yeah, something that's interesting is that, as you said, the game is quite a classic Zelda game. You do a dungeon, you do some other wall, you do a dungeon, you do some other wall, rinse and repeat. And so the dungeon parts are usually more tense and the overworld part more laid back. And as the game goes on, the overworld section gets shorter and shorter because we skip the flipper quest, we skip everything that we need to do before going to Palace of Wind, so the overworld section gets smaller. But it's also true with time as time passes by, because with new tricks you usually lower the time between Cave of Flames and Fortress of Winds, for example. And not only the time is smaller, you do more stuff during that time. So yeah, it's exactly as you said, it really got more and more stressful and difficult in the more recent routes, which we will clearly see.
It's still got hit anyway. I have to be really careful about the octos in this section.
Yeah, you should be fine, but you might have to lose some time
I have a fairy, so it's not a big deal if I die.
Yeah, but yeah.
I don't want to, but it's not a big deal.
The animation itself is quite I mean, what are your chances of getting killed before getting a new one?
Not zero. Hopefully it won't happen. It depends on these guys, which they're gonna be nice. Okay, they're gonna stay away.
Easy. And then you just have to pay attention when you get the other fairy itself. But
yeah.
I think that's the last time we're gonna glide with Eslo.
In the whole run?
Yeah.
Yes.
Goodbye, Eslo. And finally we're getting the smelly mushroom to wake up Ren. Maybe the game will drop you a heart there. Nope. This is not Link's Awakening Switch. We don't get heart drops there.
I don't think I would have appreciated the heart because I'm still going to go for the fairy.
Yeah, well, one heart is not enough.
The fairy won't full heal me. It only heals 4 hearts.
Yeah, I mean nearly full. I mean it depends if you want to like death abuse and get another fairy or drop the fairy and then get it. I wonder what's faster, like to have the fairy saving you animation or to drop it. Because it's quite slow.
I'm pretty sure to get killed is faster than to equip it and dump it.
Oh.
Because you have to dump it as well, whereas it will just activate.
I mean, you have to equip it nonetheless, but okay, so back up there you can get a fairy. Very good. Oh yeah, you can also grab it like that. And
yeah, that's the most consistent way I've found to grab that. I'm bad at this game, so I have to get that a lot.
Also, this tree has a 1 in 16 chance of dropping a Keystone instead of a fairy, I think.
Yes, pretty much all of them do, except for one tree in North Hyrule Field, which is a bit out of the way.
Very nice job.
Yeah, just going for the classic bonk strat there.
It's clean, it's reliable, so why not? So, what can we say about that section? I don't know, it's gonna be the same as Flipper Skip. We're gonna see the double manip again. right after getting the boomerang there. So I'm gonna start explaining it a little bit. What you want to do is to do 2 slashes quickly at the beginning, then cut 2 patches of grass, and also notice there how Myth didn't grab the water, as we said earlier. And then having the red sword is pretty convenient, because you can line yourself up around the... not around across, but like against the grass, and just wait for the cloning bar to fill up until it touches the rock, and then you can release and get the Kinstone. It's gonna get clearer when Myth does it. And 1, then look at the top left and release. Perfect.
There's an Neslo trigger there as well that we're supposed to avoid, but I rolled a bit too early, so I walked right into it. But yeah, that's that minute is something that everyone learns as like the beginner minute, and it's very consistent.
Yeah.
Oh my god, please.
That guy usually behaves better.
These guys!
that Pihat really ruins everyone's day forever.
Yeah. It's like that guy's, like, no, go away. You're gonna be around in the future. Why is everything trying to hit me?
Well, we'll see if Wind Ruins go well. Then maybe you're gonna need a 3rd fairy after all.
It should be fine.
Should be.
You do normally take, like, maybe 1 or 2 hits from this point on, for the rest of Wind Ruins.
Yeah, the main threat, in my opinion, are the rock beetles, because you need to grab the rock, and so you need to be close enough. And that guy, somehow.
Yeah.
But for now, let's fuse with the sad statues.
Yeah, so you can see my Kinstone bag now, and you can see that I've got 4 of the green Kinstones, so I've got everything I need.
And so, in between those cutscenes, you can walk for like 1 frame, which is very important. It's like huge time saver.
Yeah.
1 frame of movement. And Wind Rings.
Yeah, Wind Ruins is a pretty fun section to optimize. It's we'll see it again, but it's a section that unfortunately doesn't exist anymore in the modern speedrun.
Yeah, it got skipped with a PR clip.
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's got an insanely high drop rate on Kinstones.
Just like Castle Wales, yeah. I
yeah,
think
like
this one might be even higher, I don't know.
It is. It's the only... It has a special drop rate that it doesn't share with any other areas, and it's very high.
Yeah, in Hunter you learn the dash with the sword before getting to that area, so that you can try to get a few green keystones while dashing just below, like to the right, and cut a bunch of grass. Playing it safe and should be good. Bonk. And we are inside Fortress of Winds.
Okay.
Do you usually go for that bottom skull?
I saw Vlak go. Okay, so I've adapted a lot of my stuff to what I saw Vlak do, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I'm gonna go for it.
Alright, because I mean, what I've always done and what I've always seen people do is go for the middle one.
Like this.
Interesting.
I found that extremely consistent, except for earlier today, but it seems to go and move a little bit and then sit down if you move like that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't always move exactly the same way, but it'll definitely sit down quickly and not hit you.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
I mean, I really like the spin attack strat, so... Alright, so small key, now we're just gonna get the mole meat and then do polar items. This dungeon has not changed a lot since, since polar items got in, except for Pirate Clip. The Pirate Clip route did bring some improvement to that dungeon.
We did get Armo's Clip discovered to be able to save a couple seconds, and then all of the manipulations that came along with it, but no huge time save.
Alright, and will this Dark Nut be nice as well? Nope, not as nice. But it dropped a green Kingston.
Should have got it. Oh, okay. I was surprised that that was close enough.
Oh no, I thought it was good enough, but yeah. Right, now it's time for polar items and armor slip as well. So just like last week, if he's gonna do a manip to have the armors move a certain way and push him against a block, he has around 8 seconds. It's not too bad of a time loss if he doesn't get it in that route, because he already has all the Kingston he needs. But it can be if you count on the armors being there and giving you the last Kingston you need.
But that was too early.
Slightly, yeah. But fortunately you have other tries. Apple item itself, you push against the portal, use your item, jump on it, use it again, and with the bomb boost, that is a 4-frame window, you can get on top. And straight to Mazal.
Yeah, that's like the trickiest section of this route up to this point in the run.
Yeah. Well, those are your first
the first glitch.
Right? Yeah.
So yeah.
It's kind of funny because to me, well, TMC was the first speedrun I ever learned, but I feel like to me and also to a bunch of people, polar items is kind of the blueprint. Like, if you can get this trick consistently, if you can like spend enough time to master it, then you most likely will spend enough time to master all the rest in the run. Might not be as true with the newer routes, but that's definitely how I felt back then.
Yeah, portal items is a weird one because it's kind of just not exactly explained the best way, so you have to figure out yourself. But then that's kind of really useful for learning, because if you can figure out yourself, then
it means you want and you can
No, really?
Oh, really? Oh, damn. But yeah, if you can figure out how to do paladins yourself, you will most likely figure out everything you need in that game. At least we didn't see Marzal throw the small spiders at you. That's something that you tend to forget because you never see it, and most of the times the fight goes fast enough that you never see that.
Or shoots a laser.
Yeah, oh yeah, that too. Why it turns you into a minute. Like, that boss gets bullied so much, like more than half his attacks are not even showed. And there, I think this is the first time we skip that part. We most definitely will skip it on every route after that. It's because since we don't get the bracelets, we have no convenient way of losing health, and also no thresh really to use the ferry before we need it in Lake House. So might as well keep it. And so just like last week, we're gonna start the magical boomerang quest with the tingles. And I assume you're gonna do exactly as Dark did last week, so the optimal order is to go west first. Because after that you could either go left or right, but it's better to go that way. And there, no need to go to the city, because we don't get the bracelet, so no need to do OG Lady, no need to do any of that.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I was gonna say...
Like, I can equip boots to go faster.
Maybe the boots could be useful there. But yeah, so right there, in fact, this is where Myth is gonna save around 2 minutes over Darky, because of simply not grabbing the bracelet.
Yeah. Yeah, Cafe Lady OG looks fun, but...
It is. Especially if you do Squid Slip. Very nice trick, saves 3 seconds.
Yeah, I'm doing an even more fun trick.
I don't know if Toads would agree with you saying Bracelets Keep is fun, but that's definitely
I definitely don't mean it.
Definitely one way to put it.
Yeah, this is a very, like, cut down section. Like, we are very focused. We're literally just rushing to the tingles and fusing with them to get the power bracelets. Sorry, the magic boomerang.
Yep.
Not the power bracelets. We're skipping the power bracelets.
Yep. And now, if you could imagine a world where you could do flipper escape without the magical boomerang, this section would be even faster. You would just choose with the wind tribe guy and get on to droplets, really. And we're done with the fusion, so now it's just about getting the boomerang itself and then doing Lake House OG. So, just like last week, what Myth is going to do is perform a setup in order to die as the same frame the door opens, because, well, that is really the only way to open a door without entering it in that game, I think. But since he has a fairy, and that's why we need a fairy, he's not gonna enter and be able to perform an OG on the open door. So I assume you're gonna do modern, maybe not?
Of course.
Of course. And yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, also we need to remember.
It's so convenient having that guy there always on the room load.
Yeah, that guy and the other Octorok just before Lake House, so you can keep a little bit of safety there.
Yeah, I believe there are a couple of very obscure ways of opening doors without dying, but they're very specific and not very useful. It's things like when the Cuckoo game ends. But like, yeah, they basically don't matter for the speedrun.
I know you can get some kind of cutscene walking with them, and like walk while the lady talks to you, but that's about it with what I know. Okay, so getting hit, killing that guy, entering, and most importantly saving, because
yeah, we're definitely gonna save.
If you're unsure, you need to grab another variant. That's just not a good time. So bomb and boot at the same time. Keep up, roll arrow, and that's open.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go, first try. And we are in droplets. Ooh. Careful not to bonk, because that's a shot block.
It's fine. As long as you let go of inputs, you can hit a corner and slide around it.
Yeah, but... And we're full, so... Droplet's gonna be the same as last week, right? Not much gonna change.
Yes, I think it's exactly the same. We go to... We do all of like the flip to skip, and then we go to Octo... No, we go to Green Chew, Blue Chew.
Yeah, you go to Blue Chew after the first switch. Because, yeah, Octomanip was during Wibble Hop, right?
It was just before.
I guess you could do it technically, but that's not what you have planned, right?
Yeah, it's not what I have planned. It was done after all the world records had been set and was only first done by Wibble Hop.
I think I remember Octomani being discovered, and it was basically what helped me to achieve my goal of 147 by then on the first skip route.
That's right. Despite the world record not dropping immediately after that, a lot of runners were rapidly getting faster, and it happened to time perfectly with Wibble Hop coming out as like being discovered. There were a lot of people that were learning the game at the time, especially if it was just after Quo's GDQ run as well.
Yeah, it's kind of a tradition to have a GDQ run and have new discoveries just after.
Speaking of which,
which is quite disappointing, because I don't think we've discovered any game trending tricks since your run with from this January or something.
We've discovered some new stuff. Basically, a thing that acts exactly the same as SRM from Ocarina of Time. Okay, so we're going to be doing
boss door clipping.
Boss door clip, yeah.
So just like last week, you use the boomerang to cancel the cutscene, and you want to look for subpixels.
How unlucky is this? Oh, there we go.
Okay, you got it. Yeah, you want to go to the left to see a white transition screen, because this cancels OG, and God save the medical boomerang, because we can deal with those guys with it sometimes.
Sky. There we go. Good.
Okay, that was decent enough after the first guy was killed.
Yeah, they can still be a huge pain because it's their heads. The head hitbox is still really big, and it will block the boomerang throw.
Yep.
But yeah, that's like all the
Do you even
the tricky stuff.
Do you even go to that room in Octoclip? I'm not sure, right?
No, we don't activate the blue warp. There is an Ezra trigger here.
Yep.
Yeah, no, Octo clip. When we do the boss door clip, we go immediately to Blue Chew.
Right.
We land out of bounds in this room and then just fall down the wall and land in this fight. We don't even open that locked door. But yeah, now it's Blue Chew. So it's going to be the same as what we saw with Green Chew.
Yeah, so exactly the same, except that he has invincibility when he's full of electricity like that. And it will give us the lantern.
Jump? No jump? Okay. So the amount of time it's electrified is constant, but the amount of times it jumps and the timing between jumps is completely random.
Oh, really? Right, at least there we got the pattern we want on the third phase, which is the Blue Chew jumping. And that's it. Yep, because now what we really want to do is get into the blue warp, do one last OG for that dungeon, get to the second level, and then do Octo. Right, and there we need to play the Ocarina, because otherwise I think we can drop, right?
We can't, yeah. If you try and jump down the wall, you kind of respawn back up to the top. And that's the whole reason why we get Ocarina glitch before doing the boss door clip earlier in the dungeon, so we get that effect happen to our benefit instead of here, which is to our detriment, so we want to cancel the Ocarina glitch.
And there, Octo, the element is free, but Octo as well. Octo is gonna suck it up and eat it, and then we will eat the shit out of Octo to get it back. Simple as that.
Yeah. So this is going to be the the last non-minute Octo we're going to see.
Yep. So what should happen is zeroing for the next 3 routes, but this one... so far we've gotten 1 ink, 2 inks and 1 ink, so let's see if we can get 0 ink, since it's supposed to be 1 in 4, right?
Yeah.
So it should happen.
It's guaranteed to happen, because that's how statistics work.
Exactly.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was pretty fast. So, as usual, first phase always the same, second one as well, suck, rock, rock. And the third phase is where the magic happens, the RNG itself. Myth can get 0, 1 or 2 inks, which is when Octo ducks up Link, I suppose, and then throw it back. Ideally you want the rank, which is around 25% chance. 50% to get 1 ink, which is what you should expect in runs if you don't go for the manip, and a little bit less, like maybe 20% of.
I think this is a 3 roll.
For sure.
Oh well, okay, we're getting a bash.
So we're
Two
getting
bash.
2 charges,
Right,
maybe a third one.
Oh, okay.
2 charges, 1 ink, maybe more. I can't believe I've been let down by static sticks once again. At least it gives you a good idea of what it might have been like back in the days to grind runs and hope for the rank. We've had 4 runs and not one of them got the rank, and we've even gotten a second ink.
Are we gonna get 2.5 ink?
Yeah, what we call 2.5 ink is when you're supposed to get 3 inks, but since well, it's like you get sucked and thrown out, and then a rock before the ink appears. So if you've hit all 3 of them, the third ink doesn't happen, but you still lose most of the time. You should lose from it.
Oh, it was just a regular 2 ink.
Just 2 inks. Stuck in my head.
When you get a 2 ink, you kind of just hope that it's a 2.5 ink, because it's like, you might go on, just,
yeah, like,
you know.
Might as well.
Yeah.
So that's a dry 1 minute time loss compared to what you could get with optimal RNG, but that's life. And so now what's gonna happen is the very interesting part, the reason why we are all here today, the bracelet skip. So first we're gonna go back to the sanctuary to fuse the third element into the sword as usual, and then Palace is going to be the same at first, and I think it's gonna change when you do the jump on the platform, right? I think that's it.
Yeah, things are gonna be a little bit different from the in the Wizrobe fight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, okay, fine. I am intentionally trying to take as much damage in this section as possible, but the Octo's moved out of the way.
Oh, yeah, right, because what you need to do for Bracelet Skip is, well, we've explained the simple part, you need to get a Cutscene G. But it's not only that, because you get the Cutscene G and then you are stuck in the room. So what you want to do is kind of cancel the... I don't really know how to explain it, so I'm gonna do my best and then Myth will do it better, but you want to kind of cancel some aspect of the OG, but not it entirely, and in order to do that, the goal is to die, because you can roll into the void and get full damage, or void damage, whatever, and lose your last quarter heart remaining. But if you roll on OG, you soft lock, so the idea is all that must happen before the end of your roll, and somehow dying or getting revived by a fairy cancels the first state of OG, and so this is why Myth needs to lose a bunch of health right now.
Yeah, it's not exactly the same as when you transition to another room, because when you transition to another room you get to pause. Mm-hmm. This won't let us pause, but it will basically allow us to do all of the other stuff, like yeah, be not soft locking and
okay, so it's you cannot pause during all the part of Palace of Winds until you get to what you want, right? That's kind of wild. I never noticed that.
Yeah, we need to leave the first room that we're in, and then we can pause.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's how the setup works is we have to. Oh, okay.
Focus for the two OGs.
Yeah, we need to do these OGs. My setup, Vlak's setup uses sword and ocarina equipped at the same time, whereas you would want to have boots equipped at the time so that you get to move faster, because you can't roll.
Yeah.
But yeah, we need a ferry, so we gotta grab that and then go into the dungeon.
At least this ferry is fairly straightforward. It's just before entering the dungeon. And so there, just like last week, we are very happy to have the magical boomerang for that section. Because these guys are awful. So far so good, honestly.
Yeah, these guys, okay. No!
What? Oh,
why did he go around the skull?
What usually happens is the pirate gets stuck on the skull and you can be like, haha, loser, and go on with your run, but not today.
Why? Has everyone killed the bomber racer with the boomerang strat?
I think Darky did it last week, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, yeah, because Darky would be the first person to do this section of boomerang.
It's a very nice strat. Right, so soon is gonna be the re-drop fight, and maybe you're gonna get some free hits on it.
Oh. Why do I get the heart?
I don't know. But the bombs was necessary, I assume.
That was very silly. I was like, I need to keep taking damage, but then completely forgot that I can't carry a bomb and take damage at the same time. No.
No heart.
Don't give me the heart, please. Okay.
Okay, I think you're good. How much does a beetle deal? Is it quarter heart or alpha heart?
It's a quarter heart.
A quarter heart.
So I need to take 2 hits from them, but that's pretty standard.
Okay, so new room. We've never seen them before and we never will again. That part you're supposed to clone, but honestly, who has time for that? Not me. And those are the beetle you want to kill. You need to take damage.
I do, thank you.
Alright.
Let's put it back into the corner, please, the other way.
Do you have a save state ready?
I have rewind, so...
Oh, okay. Yeah, because this is the part where, well, the setup is a little bit long, but it should allow to do the cutscene OG.
Okay, it's a little bit faster, right? But this should work. Oh my god, dude.
And so, well, what happened is...
Okay, I'm gonna rewind.
It was alright until it wasn't, so Myth had to press Sword and Ocarina like 4 frames apart.
I did, I went back too far.
So you have to do it again?
Yeah, okay. That's what happens when you do it too early. I can't believe I got it and then screwed it up.
It's alright. So yeah, 4 frames apart is kind of a pretty bad timing.
Yeah, it's hard. Okay. There we go, okay.
And then you need to... Yeah.
And then you roll and die in that hole, and then it does it.
Cannot you do it on the left?
You can. You can... Everyone did it, rolling off and falling off on the left, but you just need to roll and fall off anywhere.
Yeah.
And then here's now we can pause and equip the boots.
Right.
But yeah, that's a frame perfect trick. If you couldn't tell, that it took a few retries to get.
Yeah. And it's a 1 chance, 1 frame, which is why this trick is awful. But then you get on layer 2 and you do some weird stuff to be able to get to that chest and get 1 key.
Yeah.
That infamous chest. And I'm not even sure... Well, oh yeah, actually I do it... it's the door right after the pot puzzle that you're gonna open with it, right?
Yeah.
And the rest of the dungeon is gonna be pretty standard.
Yeah.
Except that Myth is gonna use Rewind again unless he gets it to show the second cutscene OG, because it's the last chance we have to showcase it, and no one managed to get it yet.
So me and Haley were thinking about like the section where we did the bracelet skip, where we went and got that small key. And we came up with an idea to go back into bounds in that area, drop down to the first floor and grab another small key. So we'd actually have 2 in this section. And then get Ocarina Glitch again, and then like skip back to here. And it would like we actually timed it out, and it's like only 20 seconds slower than doing the method that was like done before.
Okay.
You get an extra small key, so you don't need to do the second cutscene OG. And I believe that saved 30 seconds, the second cutscene OG.
I thought it was 40, but I guess it depends.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so like you're sacrificing 20 seconds. My buttons are the other way around to what I'm used to. So it's like that was like an option that like we figured out that might have been doable back in the day if you wanted to go for bracelet skip but didn't want to do the second cutscene OG, which we're going to do here.
Yeah, it's right there. Just like the previous one, you kill both enemies and you want to play the ocarina on the last frame as the enemy is dying.
Okay. It's 1 frame early.
Very close.
Okay. There we go.
And so there
that
you...
was 4th try?
Yeah, something like that. You transition to have the key fall and also to be able to roll, open doors and so on. Can you open doors while you're on the OG? I don't think you can, right?
No, you would soft lock.
Yeah. And so because of that, you can just go this way and...
Yeah, so we're skipping the moblin fight.
Skip all the rest. And this saves around 40 seconds. And so, can you imagine that Darky...
Hello, please? Thank you.
Darky actually got both of those OGs.
Yeah. That's the crazy thing. Yeah, that's insane. Like, it's so much effort to get a good run all the way to this point just to hope that these tricks would just go in your favor. They feel like costing like just doing a coin flip.
Yeah.
But even worse than that, it's like you roll a dice and hope for an even number. Or no, even worse than that. A 5 or a 6. Yeah, there we go. That's the right odds. We're closer to that.
And so now we're back on track with the usual stuff. So killing Geogs. Red ones you want to clone or get a good pattern and hit at least 3 eyes. The blue ones you want to be in the middle and do a spin attack that hit twice. It's pretty precise, I feel like. But yeah.
Only certain eye positions are possible. If they're on the other side, you do need to like. Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna hope for RNG. Oh no, it was from position.
That was close. Yeah, so this fight is pretty RNG heavy with what eyes are gonna open, what pattern you're gonna get, where the blue ones are gonna shoot you when you are on the red, except that you can more or less manipulate it. And more importantly, are you gonna get hit a lot or not? Health is definitely something you need to manage. That was very close. Okay, should be good now.
Okay. That was very surprising.
Okay. Another good.
That
cycle.
was a little bit nerve-wracking. Not having a fairy here and
yeah. It was very, very scary.
Palace has been causing me a lot of stress today.
Alright, now we're done with Palace of Winds, and all that remains is DHC and Variety. So DHC is gonna be perfectly the same, but how much are you gonna manip at the end? Are you gonna manip the Dark Nuts only?
I'm gonna do the entire Vati net, or at least try.
Yeah.
So I will be doing my minute, but Vlak had a Vati minute at the time. I think Toad had one that's not currently available. I'm not too sure, but they definitely had a Vati minute. And
at some point, yeah.
Darky had one.
Honestly, I can tell you, I've only been looking into Vati manip at the Werbal Hub route when I was pushing for sub 140. But
everyone, Vlax was by far the most popular, and everyone gravitated to learning that one.
Definitely.
But yeah, so like Vati Manip was a known like trick, and it's quite flexible in the sense that any manip can work, so everyone made their own or copied Vlax.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see like how like the way I picture RNG with the Dark fight is let's say it goes like 1, 2, 3 up until infinity, and those are the RNG values. Will you get Black Darkness charge on like 2, 4, 6, 8 or 10, 20, 30? Like how often do you get values that lets Black Darkness charge? Is it
Can't remember the stats off the top of my head. I looked into decomp. What it does is it takes the RNG number and then does modulo on it. It finds the remainder divided by 4 probably. It might be a 1 in 4 or 5, and then it will choose to do one of its 5 actions, which is like slash, stab, charge, whatever. So it's a 1 in. It's either a 1 in 4 or a 1 in 5, and yeah, it just takes the RNG number and then like divides by that number and finds the remainder, and then the remainder tells you which action it should do.
Interesting, but then I assume it works this way for any enemy. But then
yes,
everything is like very linear, right? Like an Octo is gonna go up, left, right, or down 1/4 or 1/6 of the time if you had the throw rock thingy, and so it's almost like, I don't know, maybe not disappointing, but it's like everything seems too simple almost. Like I expected something, I don't know, something different. But right now we have cutscene walking, so Myth needs to focus a little bit and should be good now. So to do cutscene walking, you need to line up more or less, not very precise, and unfreeze all 3 of those characters and make sure that either Ezlo or the other character talking to you happens when you are supposedly frozen and waiting for the character to activate, that it kind of cancel your state of having to wait. Also,
you could see that I got. Oh, okay, there we go. You could see that I got stuck on the staircase a little bit there.
Yeah.
That might provide a little bit of a hint as to that staircase being a bit weird, and we might be doing something with that.
With that later, yeah. In exactly 2 routes.
Yeah, because that staircase is very weird, and it's not like any other staircase. Or well, it's exactly like one other staircase in the whole game.
No, are there only two?
There's only two. It's that one and the one palace. They're the only two.
Oh yeah, only two that exist, and both of them are useful.
Yeah. Well, okay. There is a third one that exists, but we can't get it to work, and it wouldn't be useful anyway.
All right. Time for the most important part of the run, Canonless.
No.
Oh, so sad.
I was way too far left.
So far it's 2 out of 4 who got Canonless.
It doesn't feel like 2 out of 4 odds of getting it. It feels like an... What? Dude.
Interesting. That almost never happens.
That's very rare.
And their myth waits because the traps are on a cycle, and I would have done the same, like just wait a bit to be sure that spiky guy will not be in the way. Oh, you do 7 quid there, even on Emu.
Yes. This is something I sort of like to do. I don't know if it was one of the Fire Turtle optimizations with the boots and saving quits, but it's definitely something that was discovered to be like... If you do it optimally, it's almost exactly the same speed, if not slightly faster.
Alright.
We good on arrows? I think we are. I need to check.
You're good. You can get arrows during the fight anyway. Oh, on Valley 1.
Oh, I'm on full.
You're good. Right, now only 2 more Gs and 2 more keys. Pretty good OGs, you didn't walk a single time and you only played the arena like once or twice maybe?
Yeah, it's felt good coming back to the game and just like nailing the OGs with the... It's always frustrating when you just stairwalk over and over again and can't get it first try. But it really is a trick that's either like first try or you have to just do it 10 times in a row.
Yeah. You should equip the cage.
Yeah, I remember that just as I started trying to do it. There we go. Oops.
All right. Born chain guy. The last time we're gonna kill some of those. Alright.
Here's a good one.
Pretty nice indeed. You only have to do 1 extra slash compared to when they are really on top of each other, but honestly, it's as good as it gets. More money.
Do I need? No, I don't need. Oh. Should have checked that before I did the menu.
Yeah. You're fine. Very nice to unlock.
Easy. Yeah, we do a newer one now, but that one's so consistent that like I didn't need to practice it. I could just go back and do it.
Yeah, that one is pretty good. I mean, is the new one just easier or is it just the same?
It's a little bit harder, but it's faster.
Oh yeah. Interesting. I haven't really messed with it, to be honest. Yeah, I love killing the first one, like pinning him against the wall and going fast like that.
I didn't like the lantern in time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, or a bunch of very small optimization are hard to see, like lighting the lantern during or before the cutscene, or lighting it off before you take the stairs.
Oh.
You had good luck. Yeah, this room can be awful, because if one of them grabs you, all the other can gang up on you, and you can get stun locked basically, so...
There's like a 2 or 3 second timer at the beginning of the room where they won't aggro to you, which normally gives you enough time to kill them, but not if it's the one that you're not trying to kill. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to be doing my minute now.
Alright. Do you need some silence to focus?
Oh no, I'm good. You can you just need to talk.
So yeah, about the ghost, thing is you are always gonna hit the 2 in the middle, and then you have to choose, is it gonna be the left or the right? So what most people do is go on the right, because they assume they're gonna get good luck. This is never what I do. I always go to the left because I assume I'm gonna get bad luck, and that's what Myth did as well, but for once he actually had good luck. But yeah, Darknet Manip, so again, the goal is to have the RNG value at a certain point, so that at least the Dark one charges at us on the room where 3 Darknuts need to be defeated. Most modern Manip will have either 3 charges or one charge and one of the Darknut getting stuck. In short, a way to kill all 3 very easily and very consistently. Because what you want to do is link it with a variety manip. That was a pretty interesting kit on the room. Okay, that looks a lot like a Vlax manip, but pretty nice. A lot of
it's a variant on Vlax. That green rupee lets me know that it's 2 slashes and then we're on a right RNG.
Alright. Yeah, a lot of micro movement that seem maybe a little bit difficult when you first learn it, but once you know what you are doing, it becomes automatic, I assume.
Yeah, I've had to figure... It wasn't always 100% consistent, but I've managed to tweak it and figure out the things that made it inconsistent and move away from that to more consistent things, so now it's very natural and consistent.
Alright. And then Vadi, so you need to kill the eyes before hitting the main body, and since Smith is doing a manip, it should be quite fast, and also should always do what you expect, which is why he lines up before. Pretty good so far. Now you use the ghost draw. And the main thing that's difficult with Variety Manip is the last cycle, because you cannot just tap.
Except I do.
Maybe you can, but pretty difficult to do so at the end. And the ghost draw runs RNG at every frame, so that was very nice. Variety Manip. Everything went perfectly, and I assume you can link it with the Vadi too. I don't know if it explained that way.
Yes. Yep, this is Vati 2 minute.
Alright. And so the thing with those manips is, well, not only is it faster, but it also makes the fight safer and so on, because, well, you don't have as much things that can go wrong since you expect what's gonna happen. Alright, and now only one more cycle.
Okay, this is fine.
It's the end of Vadi 2 manip never goes according to plan, but at this point, interesting.
Yeah, that's not supposed to happen, but I've had this happen before, and I know the backup for it.
Well, it went very well again, and so now all you have left is Vadi 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty nice to have at least one manip going until the end being showcased. We might see more for Webel Hop and Piat Octoclip. The main question being, are you going to do portal items on Variety 3?
Of course.
Oh, let's go. I like to believe that's something maybe not I invented, but
it does save time. I have done it and got a gold with it. So
I mean, yeah, it does save time. It's kind of pointless, but I don't know. It's funny. I like it. It's kind of stuff nobody really bothers with. And I mean, if you mess it up, you can be screwed. But there's an easy counterplay. Don't mess it up.
Yeah, I mean, you just need to learn a visual cue for the right animation timing to do it, and then it's perfect timing.
Yeah, I mean, more than visual cue, I would say like a feel for the timing, but that works as well.
Oh no, oops. I was just facing the wrong way, but...
Well, at least the arm got Twitch flipped near the portal.
Yeah. Yeah, that was very nice that it's the correct arm, not the...
Oh yeah, not the other one. That's true as well, that can really mess you up. So now I'm pretty fast as well.
Oh, I did it again.
It's alright.
Oh, nice.
Well, very nice arms that were pretty fast to get in the ground and fast to kill.
Yeah. Yeah, this has been a very fast Batty 3.
Is it possible that you kill the enemy inside the arm and you exit before it's fully killed or something and then the arm doesn't explode?
You... I think you can, but I've never seen it happen.
Alright. So time is gonna come up very soon. If only you had some bombs, you could kill it with a bomb.
I mean, do I? I think
I don't know.
I do. And time.
Time 148 flight.
Oh, 48 flat, okay.
Yeah, pretty good. Well, a little bit overestimated, but to be fair, well, the run is difficult.
It was. It's hard, yeah.
And I mean, you got 2 inks. If you didn't get 2 ink, it would be perfectly 147. So it's kind of Octo's fault. Alright, GG, Myth.
Yeah. Let me pull up some of the things that I've got.
The nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want, we can switch to the other overlay and mute the game.
Yeah, let's go over there.
Alright, so I would say pretty decent run overall with, well, some difficulties with Octo, but I mean, if you don't manip Octo, you can't really expect anything.
Yeah.
The tricks themselves. You actually got Bracelets skip first try, the first Cutscene OG, but then I assume you kind of panicked and you had to do it
rolled
a second time.
Literally a frame early.
A frame early, oh my god.
Because I mean, if you have a look where I was stood, I was over the hole.
Yeah, it was.
Link was just like hovering there.
Yes, exactly. So, what did you think of your performance of the run? How did you expect things to go?
I think I was more sloppy in like the other sections of the game, just because I'm just a bit rusty and haven't been playing the game that much recently. But the route is. I hope it was like a good demonstration of what the route was at the time, and kind of gets emphasis across as to like how important getting the OGs in Palace was to kind of define the whole run. Like it took so long to get up to that point, and then kind of it doesn't really matter too much how good the run was up to that point if you get it or not. Like that's what decides if it PBs or not.
Yeah, because if this wasn't a marathon run where I decided to allow the rewind of stuff, what would have happened is Myth got the OG perfect. He can continue and aim for a PB. If he doesn't get it, he just resets and try again, and that's 1 hour and 20 minutes down the drain, and that's never a good time, really. But yeah, I'm very glad we got to showcase that, as well as the full variety manip. That was pretty impressive. Congratulations to you for that. And now, do you have some insight on the leaderboard settings back then to share with us?
Yes, I do. Let's bring it up. So there is a very small number of runs actually done on this route. There are exactly 6. And all of them were 1 hour and 44.
Amazing.
Yeah, so the first run was done by Toads in August of 2018. And it was an improvement of their... I think it was possibly Darky had the flippers skip route at the time record.
Right, it was on fire.
So Fire never had it because they set their time in October, which was just after Toads did a bracelet skip route. So it was the best flipper skip route run at the time, but yeah, Darky had okay. Toads had the flipper skip record at the time for 145, and then Darky got a flipper skip run that beat it by 6 seconds the day before, and then Toads decided to start derusting because Darky beat the record. I don't know, probably ask them, but I'm assuming that this is how it went down. And then during that derust, they decided, screw it, we'll go for bracelet skip. They got it, and they set a 144.19, which lowered the record by 1.5 minutes.
And so that was the very first bracelet skip run, a 144.19. So all 6 runs were from 19 to 3. So only 16 seconds were saved over 6 runs of bracelet skip.
Yeah, so Darky started doing the bracelet skip route in January of 2019 at the for the grand finals of the tournament. Vlak did their first one in December as well, right at the end of 2018. So they both had 144s. It was a 144.50 and a 144.35, but then Vlak got they got a 144.04 on the 3rd of January, and the day after Darky got a slight improvement to their run, but Darky continued to do more runs throughout April and May, and then on May the 8th they got their 144.03, which beat Black's record by 1 second. So that was in May of 2019. At the end of May, Toads unveiled
Octomanip.
Octomanip. And then the month following, in June, Chloe did the GDQ run.
And a week later, we had Solidified Gaming, our Lord and Savior, who asked some silly question in the TMC Discord, and turns out that led to maybe the biggest discovery ever for that game.
Yeah, did you know that if you jump out of a hole diagonally, Link has his sprites flipped? Oh, has anyone tried pulling anything with it?
And yeah, that's what that opened the floodgates for a bunch of stuff that we will develop next week. So next week we are actually going to get Fire Turtle showcasing the Wearable Hop route. I personally consider this is the best route we ever had on TMC, and I think that's widely accepted as true, because the new routes are faster.
It was a great route,
but that was the route where you had a good amount of tricks, but none of them were too hard that it was a deterrent to run. And well, nowadays new runs are just full of tricks that are very difficult, and we will see them later in the month.
The biggest shame is that we never did a tournament with that route. That would have been one of the best tournaments because it's just a route that everyone can do from the beginner level.
Yeah, exactly.
And the only way to get better, to set better times, is to just play better. There's no fancy tricks that you do to get faster.
Yeah, exactly. A tournament nowadays would be like, you would almost need two, one for the Octoclip and another for the no Octoclip route. But yeah. All right, so thank you very much, Smith. If you have any not last word, I always say that.
Do you have any last words?
do you have any additional things to say? Maybe some shout out or anything? Now is your time.
I'm just excited to see Fire Turtle run the game again.
Yeah, me too.
Next week.
Honestly.
It's going to be fun.
I can assure you he's been practicing day and night for it. Maybe, I don't know actually, but let's assume he did.